Hello and welcome to Slice of Piefer. I'm Dr. Piefer. I am here with Taylor Hayden, the one and only. How are you today?
I'm not the one and only. There's more of me out there. I've seen them.
No, you're the only one of you.
Only one that's on this podcast, that's for sure.
That's true. We're not sending out any recruits. No recruiting videos.
Speaking of, it made me think of something. Have you seen the advertisements in Houston for Push and Win?
Yes.
The lawyers.
Mhm.
Did you notice that Win changed?
No. It's a
So it
different
used
person?
to be Win, like Nguyen, like Nguyen. Now it's WYNNE. There's a new Win.
It's a different person,
It's a different person.
but they hired.
They hired
Interesting.
another partner whose name is also Win, but spelled differently. So you
Interesting.
could do the same for me, theoretically. Could find another,
Push and Hayden.
no,
No?
like another Taylor Hayden for the
Oh, I
podcast.
see.
Just slide that person in here
Taylor.
like I never went
Taylor.
anywhere.
There you go. Perfect. Well, how was your week?
It's my week so far, so good.
Good weekend?
Yeah,
Did you-
very good.
We had a big gala for the kids' school. For us, it was great.
That sounds like
Cowboy hat, sparkly jacket, boots.
fun. Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun. We went to, the only thing like formally was that we had a kid's birthday party in the evening on Saturday. And that was super fun. Like the kids got their faces painted. There was a piñata.
Did
It
you
was
get your
good
face
times.
painted?
I didn't,
Why?
because there was a very long line full of children and me elbowing a
Just
bunch of
elbowing
kids. Yes, I'd like a skull right here.
That seems on
All
brand.
three of my kids got something painted on their faces. And
I would like a smiley face right here.
yeah, Axel got a stormtrooper.
Nice.
Whitney
Good
got
call.
a cat. And Felicity got a dolphin.
Yeah, I saw the cat and dolphin picture.
Yeah.
So that was very,
yeah.
very cool.
Yeah.
I missed the stormtrooper though.
Yeah, I didn't post him on there because he kept leaving the line to go do other things, and then he would come back later. So he was one of the last kids to get their
get it
face painted, and he was like, "I want a stormtrooper." They
you
did a really
guys-
good job.
Have you guys done Disney or no?
Oh, we're doing it this summer.
Secret. Okay.
It's not. No, the kids
we
know.
did. We did. So when we went when the boys were little, they dressed up like stormtroopers. But there's some times where the live action stormtroopers like march around through the thing, and they bark orders at people. Well, they not grabbed, but they told us, stormtroopers, come with us, and then we followed them. They marched us backstage to go see Kylo Ren.
Nice. Yeah.
Was it Kylo Ren? Was he the bad guy? He was
He's
the bad
one
guy.
of them. Darth Vader is
No, it
another
wasn't
well-known,
Darth Vader.
but Kylo Ren was pretty popular.
Might have been Darth. Whoever it was. It was somebody. Sorry to all my Star Trek fans.
You were the worst. Yeah. No, we. Axel wants to go as Darth Vader.
Ooh,
Because he
nice.
really likes Darth Vader. He really relates to him on a personal level.
Nice.
He really likes the bad guys and like everything we watch. Really
Nice.
relates to the villains.
Yeah. Well, I can feel that.
Maybe.
It's all good. It's all good. Well, what do we got? What are we talking about today? We talked about the F word, failure.
Beep.
Dang.
There we go.
There it is.
The F word. So it's funny. I heard the beep, but I can't hear the other things.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yes.
I don't know how it works. I
Me
just
neither.
push the buttons. I just
Clearly.
push the buttons, Taylor.
That's all you do.
Right. I'm just
Pushing buttons.
I'm just here. I'm just eye candy in this place.
How many people have told you have pretty eyes this week?
Yeah, it's getting up there. Although I did have a few too many desserts this weekend, so maybe down lower
How
later in the week.
how does Dr. Greg feel about that?
Oh yeah, Dr. Gregory Galung is super excited. Blood sugar. Like, that's great. Well played. That's been fine.
No
I've been good.
polydipsia or anything like that. I don't need to go get a.
Nope, I'm good. No, we had a great weekend. The gala was a gigantic success, which was cool, which was very fun. Christy and I got an award, so that was kind of nice.
What was the award for?
So it was the 25-year anniversary for the school. We've had kids at the school for 14 years, I guess now. No, not quite. 10 years, over 10 years. Caroline is 11 years. Anyway, we've had kids there, so every year a family at the gala gets a founder's award, and that was us this time.
Gotcha.
So that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
I mean, not kind of nice. It was really nice. Big honor. So Chrissy's folks were there. Chrissy's mom was the math teacher for the principal at the kids' school when they lived in Fort Worth. So that's kind of nuts as well.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
Very
Sounds
fun.
like y'all had a good time.
But it was good. Yep, all good. On call Monday, on call today. So
Fun times.
rocking and rolling. So far here on the podcast, I have my phone with me just in case. So we may get cut short if there's an emergency, but we'll see.
Paging Dr. P. Emergency. I'm gonna assume it was positive.
That was applause.
Oh, very nice.
I can't believe you can't hear that.
Nerp.
Too bad. It sounds good though.
Meep merp.
Well, we were talking about failure. That's
The
not
F word,
as
yeah.
fun. That's not as fun.
Yeah, this is a real bummer. Why do we want to talk about
Why do we
this?
want to talk about failing? Well, what do you think? I mean, I'm a big advocate for failing because if you're not failing, you're not trying. Right?
Or you're perfect, which is what I strive to be, and so I never want to fail.
Striving for perfection
So-
is good, but
No, it's a recipe for disaster a lot of times if you're just trying for perfection all the time and you don't want to accept anything less than perfection because then it can derail you. I've definitely been that person before. If I couldn't do it
Yes.
perfectly, I just wouldn't do it.
right. But then that's fear of failure.
Right.
Agreed.
I was afraid of failing because I was very much of the mindset of anything less than perfection is failure and we don't accept failure, right? Of that generation, of
Right.
that time frame. And so anything that I couldn't do perfectly, I just wouldn't do it, right?
Right.
I excelled in certain things, right? So I just kept with that.
Arm wrestling.
Correct. I mean,
Leg
anyone who looks
wrestling.
at these knows I can just take anybody down with arm wrestling.
Here it is. Over the top.
If I
Bam.
dislocate my elbow. So I was never a fan of failure. It wasn't until I realized that fear of failure was handicapping me quite a bit, right?
Right.
I wouldn't try anything because if I couldn't do it perfectly, I just wasn't going to do it. If I can't work out 7 days a week or 5 days a week or whatever this arbitrary number I gave myself that was perfection or the ideal, if I couldn't meet that, I just would give up and just not do it at all, right?
Right.
If I couldn't, eat the recommended from the dietary stuff, 5 servings of vegetables or whatever ridiculous thing it was, and all this, well, then I just might as well eat what I want, right? If
Yes.
professionally, if that's going to be a lot of effort and work that I don't think that I'm going to be able to achieve, I'm just not going to try. I'm just going to stick with the status quo, but I'm doing really well.
Right.
And that made me stagnant. I would feel like
I agree.
That's the word that I would give to that time is stagnant.
Yep.
Like a swamp.
I feel you. And I think that part of that is part of understanding that it's weird because we work in a profession where failure is obviously not tolerated, right? And so, but we also, at least for me, we trained in an area where failure was like constantly called out, right? And so it was almost, I don't know that it was intentional, but it almost was a piece of that. Like we're going to stand here and we're going to ask you questions in front of a large group of people, sometimes including patients and their family, until you fail, and you're going to fail every time. We're not going to stop until you fail, right? And I don't know that they made that, like, I don't think it was intentionally there. Like, obviously, you didn't fail intentionally on the first question. You tried to answer everything correctly. In medicine, we call it what? Pimping, right? That's what, right. So you would be sitting there on rounds and people would just ask you stuff, but it didn't stop until you failed. And there was never
something. You're forgetting something.
Right.
Collateral growth.
Correct. And so, right, all the blood vessels all the way from the.
I want you to name every artery, starting with the descending aorta all the way down to dorsalis pedis. Okay.
Collateral
go
growth.
through all
You
of
nailed
it. You're forgetting something. You're forgetting something. You're forgetting something. I'm like, I can't think of another one.
Right.
And so I'm like doing a fem pop, swinning in the operating room with this surgeon who's very good, but you're forgetting something. What? Like, I'm sorry, uncle. Like, I can't think of another order. Collateral growth. You always have to prepare for collateral growth, especially in patients like this who've been living with us for a long time. They're going to get these vessels that come around. You always have to keep those in mind. I was like,
Right. Yeah. That is a bit
Okay.
underhanded, but it does ensure that you ultimately fail. But
Correct.
it does take away that fear, right? Because if you know that every day, over and over, you're going to get pushed all the way to the point that you fail, right? Every time, then it takes away a little bit of that fear, right? It takes away a little bit of it. It doesn't make it comfortable. I will say that. I never enjoyed it, but it was part of the game, right?
Mhm.
It was part of the way that we were trained was you're gonna fail, right? And there's gonna be challenges, and I think a lot of that is trying to measure whether you're gonna be able to respond under pressure when things don't go the way you want them to go,
Mhm.
right? How are you gonna respond? What are you gonna do? How are you gonna step up? Are you gonna back away and curl up in the corner and let somebody else do it? Are you gonna call a colleague to come in and finish your surgery for you? Or are you
Mhm.
gonna reroute and figure out, like,
Mhm.
you know, water off a duck's back,
Right.
right? Just
Well,
keep moving forward.
what is status quo getting you? Like,
Right.
what is not pushing those boundaries? What is not being okay with failure and using failure as an opportunity,
Right.
right? To find out, okay, this didn't work. What else might work? What can we change? What can we optimize? What, you know, and it was the weirdest, one of the times that really clicked for me as I was, on, myself about like I didn't meet some goal of mine. I think
Right.
it was that I wanted to work out like 5 days a week or something.
Right.
And my husband's like, "You realize you created that goal. Like that was entirely self-imposed. Like why isn't the goal just like, hey, as many opportunities as I can, I get exercise in because I know I feel better when I do it."
Right.
But I was like, "No. Like I need a standard. I need a metric. I need
Right.
something to measure to make sure that I'm a scientist. That's how I operate." He's like, "Yeah, but if you're a scientist, then you're going to take the data and the data would show that as many times as you've held yourself to this standard, what have you done every time? You quit, you give up, and then you end up feeling worse and worse off than you were
Right.
before.
Right.
Why not just look at it different through a different lens and say, hey, I'm just going to make this part of my routine. When I can do this, these are the days I do it. But if life happens, if a kid is sick, right, that's not failure on your part.
Right.
That's just, okay, I have to accept that on those times I'm needed elsewhere. Like,
Right.
this is the priority."
You have to be okay with failing at evaluating your failure.
Oh my gosh. Isn't that mind blown? Like, just inception, right?
I'm with you,
One,
man. I
redefining what failure means.
Right.
Why does it have to be that, failure is always a negative, connotation?
Right. Right, and I think exactly what you said. If you're growing, right? If you always have the idea of growth and that you understand that part of growth is failing, then moving forward is very easy, right? It's very easy to rebound from that. But that fear of that discomfort that happens, or the fear of what people will think what if I try to launch a podcast and I only have 95 people that watch it, that that have registered for it, 6 people who watch it, right? Whatever. You say it, right? And it's all about how you
Mhm.
reframe that. And a lot of that is inside, right? A lot of that is your own ability to reframe how those conversations are going and how your own inner conversation is working, but also how you portray things outside,
Mhm.
right? Like, if
Mhm.
we fail, do we quit? Do we
Mhm.
stop? Do we give up? Or do we just reassess and keep moving,
Mhm.
right? I mean, that was another piece. We talked about this in the ICU. This was a big, 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 big ICU thing, was you have to act, right? And we probably talked about it before on this podcast, but you have to act, right? The one thing that you would get roasted the next morning for the worst was doing nothing,
Mhm.
right? Having data and saying, let's just get more data, right? That was the one spot, right, where you got in trouble, right? And sometimes the action didn't mean that you changed things, but you at least acknowledged, like,
Mhm.
okay, right? Everything's trending in the right direction with what we're doing. We're going to keep doing what we're doing,
Mhm.
right? But it wasn't,
Mhm.
let's see what happens next.
Mhm.
Because you could look at the big spreadsheet, the big ICU spreadsheet that was like, it's like The Price is Right, the yodeler guy who was like,
Mhm.
I don't even remember what it went, yodel, and then he just would go, nah, whatever. But right, you could see it. You could see people crashing on paper, and it
Mhm.
was like watching a train wreck, except that you had been in it the whole night for 12 hours, and now at 6 a.m.,
Mhm.
you're sitting in front of the entire surgery department, and
Mhm.
people are saying, here you go. You got labs at 2 a.m., and you did nothing,
Yeah.
right? Did you think that this downward trend was going to change by doing nothing?
Right.
Right? What was your thought process? And I mean, that was where people got grilled. Even if you did the wrong thing,
Mm-hmm.
even if you were like, I'm going to change this.
Mm-hmm.
If you changed it and you came and rechecked it in an hour and things got worse and then you changed something again, then they just ask, what'd you learn from doing that?
Mm-hmm.
But if you didn't do anything, you were hosed. I mean,
Right.
that was just a cardinal sin. And I don't think that you shouldn't act just to act. Definitely that's not the reason. That's not my point here. But if you have a fear, if there's a fear either of failure or a fear of success, and that causes you to do nothing, then ultimately that is exactly what you'll get from it. Nothing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, and again, using like it as a data point, like, okay, we adjusted this and things got worse, right? You can see that as I failed this person. I should have just left him alone or you can see that, okay, we have more information now, right?
Right.
By changing the setting, this vent setting or whatever, this happened. So what does that tell us
Right.
about what's going on with this patient, right? It's doing something. And I can tell you, I mean, as like the family member or anybody else, seeing the team doing something for your loved one who's in the ICU or whatever is better
Right.
than seeing them do nothing and seeing like they just look like they're circling the drain and nothing's happening.
Right.
And so looking to those leaders to make sure that that they're you feel confident that they're doing something, they're being active,
Sure.
proactive.
Sure.
Even if things get worse, that's knowledge, right? And again, depending on how you present that, like, oh, we tried to wean him off and thought maybe we could go down, but he started, sat started dropping, and so we had to go back up. So not quite ready yet. We're gonna have a little bit more time and rest. We're gonna continue with these medications, and then we're gonna try again, in 24
Right.
hours or whatever. That's better than, well, we didn't do anything today. We'll see how tomorrow goes.
Right. See you later.
Right. Right. And so,
Right.
I mean, and even the people who are on that care team who aren't, necessarily in the control of that, the people who are supporting that, whether it's the nursing staff, respiratory therapist, anybody else who's involved with that care to go, hey, he's been on this setting for a while. Is there any adjustments you want to make? Like if you're dealing with somebody who's the type of,
Right.
leader who's just like,
gathering data.
correct. Who's sitting there just gathering more data. Like, well, he's been on this setting for,
Yeah.
this long. How do we feel about maybe adjusting that or,
Right.
based on your 10-year experience and comfort level, And some
Right.
people, again, the narcissist may chomp you down for that. But if it's just the data gatherer, sometimes that pushes them to help make the call.
Yeah. But I think that, I think there's a piece of that, right? There's a piece of acting, but then continuing to acknowledge and continuing to follow, right? You don't want to act and run away, right? That's not going to be helpful, right? Like, let me change these 3 things, and then
Bye.
I'm going to bury my head in the stand and ostrich it, and I'm all done, right? Like, you need to come back. You have to go back and reassess what's happening, right? Whether this is working, right? I mean, we see it in the operating room. We're trying to get fractures reduced. We're trying to get things where they need to be, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you do everything you can to get that thing lined up, and you've got to take a step back and redo it, and that happens. But
Right. Well, I mean, and even, sometimes failure just happens, right?
Right.
You can do everything right and it still fails, I mean, how many times do we see that with patients? I mean, it's unfortunate when it happens, but it occasionally happens where somebody comes in and things have been looking really good and there's healing and maintenance of the alignment of your fracture, and then all of a sudden
Yep.
you get a call that they're needing to be worked in because there's an issue,
Right.
and bam, there it is staring you in the face going,
Huh.
like, and again, the struggle in that is they had to do something, right? Or they,
Right.
to blame like literally everybody else around, the patient, blame the hardware, but really sometimes failure just happens, and we have
Right.
to see that as the opportunity to go, okay, this has happened. We can sit here and point fingers about why it happened, or we can take action
Right.
and fix it. And, even if the patient did something silly and it hasn't disclosed it, I think they learned their lesson.
Right.
Right? Like, we don't get anything by getting that acknowledgement, right?
Right. I agree.
And if it's a hardware problem, you'd see it more often, right?
Right.
And so that's going to make itself known. Just accepting, sometimes this happens. We just
Well,
got to move our head forward,
a lot of that is understanding risk, right? So that fear of failure, risk that happens at the same time, and right, we have to go through that informed consent. We have to get an informed consent every time we do anything, um, right? I mean, which is important. Patients need to know what they're getting into, but also, I mean, it can be daunting when they look at that paperwork and it says
death.
pain, scar, swelling, nerve, muscle, blood vessel damage, need for future surgery, malunion, non-union, dislocation, infection, periprosthetic fracture, death, right? Yep. And then all of a sudden it's like, really? And the risk is low, less than 1%.
But it's not
But
zero.
if you don't acknowledge that it's there and you don't acknowledge that it could happen, then
that's one of our like hallmark red flags for patients. Like, hey,
right.
if you get another opinion from somebody, which is totally fine, if they tell you that they can guarantee your success,
yeah, go find somebody else. Right. I've never had an infection.
Never had
Even
an
when you
infection.
do everything, everything.
Never had graft failure.
So when people go through that, I'll walk through with them. Like, listen, if you do the preoperative chlorhexidine bath, you do all of your stuff. We prep you. We drape you out. Everything that touches your body is sterile. Everything I'm wearing and Taylar is wearing is sterile. Every piece of equipment that touches you is sterilized. Everything that goes in as a final implant into your body has never touched another patient ever before. Even with that, 1 out of 100 get an infection.
Yeah.
Right? And we gave you antibiotics before and after the surgery.
And we do a nice betadine wash at the end of the case,
right.
Or Aricept, and we like all the things, right?
Right. And I think it's low. I think it's getting less than 1 in 100 just out there. I don't know if I need to look up the data again too to see out in the community
put it on the board.
There.
You should put that on the board as our Smarty Pants topic for the month.
Smarty Pants topic. Is it changing? Because I do think that our technique is way better. Mm-hmm. We're way better from a technique. I'm saying we, like the global we of surgeons.
Not like we.
Not like the French yes.
Oui,
or the toddler bathroom.
Wee. Or going down a slide really fast.
Wee. Like we know each other.
Or the General Lee from Hamilton. I'm a general. Wee. Yeah.
Very true. But I think that piece, like when you do all of those things and you still have that small risk, you want to make it a never event, but you can't make it a never event.
Yeah.
And so I think that piece is important. And I do think that we're seeing surgeons with lower than that in terms of infection rates, being even lower than 1%.
But again, if you are that 1 out of 100 that gets an infection, you don't care about the 99 that don't, and you want the person taking care of you to be decisive, not to stick their head in the sand and to say, it's fine, or we're going to put you on some oral antibiotics, or we're going to do something that doesn't.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah. If they're looking at a PJI in the eyeball, a periprosthetic joint infection in the eyeball, then we need to pull the trigger and get stuff done. We need to take the implant out. We need to put antibiotic spacers in. We need to wash it. We need to continue. We need to hit you with IV antibiotics. We have to, all these things we need to do. The people that sit there and just continue to gather the data and just go, it's probably just cellulitis. It's probably just skin infection.
Right.
That's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's very true. Very, very true.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that there's so much to that. There's so much to that idea, not only now for young people, but also folks in medicine and leaders in terms of understanding failure. How do you adjust? How do you view it? Right? Like, I mean, if you can view a lot of things through the lens of failure and always be getting better, right?
Mm-hmm.
You theoretically could fail every day, multiple times a day, and still be very, very successful.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
To be learning, moving, whether you're marketing, whether you're leading, whether you're having a meeting, whether you're giving a talk, whether you're being on a podcast, whether you're helping treat patients. Like, I mean, there's so many different ways, or trying to get healthy, or whatever it is that you're doing, right? Like if you're afraid to fail and that stops you from acting, then that's a big, big problem.
Yeah. You're going to end up paralyzed. I mean, somebody once told me if you're going to be a working mom, you have to be okay with failing at something. You just have to pick what you're failing at, right? And that's accurate, and you have to kind of accept it. And that's failure without like an intention to do better, right? So like in my house, is my house ready for better homes and gardens anytime in the next 10 years?
They're coming to your house this afternoon.
Never. It's
Yes.
not. And with somebody with me with my OCPD personality type, it bothers me, right? I hate that like my house is under construction and it's not finished. It doesn't feel complete. But my options are that I can obsess over that,
Yes.
right? And make that the priority. Or I can accept that in this phase of life, that's not the priority right now. A clean home matters to me, right? That things are like to prevent
Sure.
that I can't tolerate. But the fact that I have like, patched up drywall and the fact that I have, skylights that need to be replaced or things like that that are aesthetics, I have to be okay with that.
Right.
Because that time doesn't generate itself. I've got to accept the failure there to continue to work on the things that are more important to me right now that I'm prioritizing.
Sure.
And again, using those
like such as
my job, my family, my health, all of those things are more important. And then the biggest thing is again not taking away time from any of that stuff, and also still having time for
right.
rest on Sundays. That became a thing that for Sundays were always my day where I was trying to do all those house projects, and now I'm like, no, I'm prioritizing my time with church with my family, and a true rest day where we spend time together as a family, because I got tired of my kids telling me, Mommy can't help with things because she's doing chores, or Mommy can't help with things because she's doing house projects. I wanted them to not think of me as that person, 20 years from now.
I agree.
Also the person who couldn't carry them up the stairs because she was too out of shape. So that was another.
Now you're basically lifting 45-pound dumbbells over both heads multiple times. Both heads? With both
Do
arms
I have
over
two heads?
Over your head. Both arms over your head multiple times.
Over your head. Okay, I got it. Yes, I'm trying.
It's good.
I'm trying really hard.
I think,
and it makes me, again, there's been a lot of failure in that. And I have to accept that. I had some unrealistic expectations of myself early on about how fast I wanted to progress on things, how things should look. And again, it almost paralyzes you. There have been times where I have definitely stumbled on that track, but I just use it as an opportunity to readjust and figure out what works best for me at this stage, at this time, and is still progressing me to the goal that I have.
Right.
So
always moving forward, even if you're moving backwards a little bit to get to moving forwards, it's still fine. And so, I mean, I think to me, it's really important, and it's really important in not only in medicine, but also just in life, right? In prioritizing the things you're talking about, prioritizing family, prioritizing faith, prioritizing the people that are around you. That makes a huge difference, and it changes your perspective about what failing really means, right? Because you may have had the worst day ever at work, but when that little monkey runs and jumps up and grabs you around the neck, it's hard to not have that. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to be. It's hard to not see the success in that, right? In having that family, and to think about having something different. And so, to me, that's the beauty of it, right? Like, I mean, who knows? Who knows if the podcast will work? Who knows if speaking will work? Who knows if a book will work? Who knows if any of that stuff will work? But who cares? Right? I mean, we talked about that with this.
Yeah.
What's your goal? Just to do it.
Just to do it.
Right.
Well, and again, if you live by, if you have like a motto or a mantra, I've told you before, mine's Encore Imparo, still I am learning. And that's part of accepting failure, is that it's an opportunity to learn something, right?
I thought that was a Harry Potter spell.
I knew you were going to go with making fun of Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, which one of these lights is going to blow up?
Yeah, get better.
Encore Play.
I'm Dr. Piefer. I make fun of Taylar because she's a Harry Potter nerd. So original, yes.
It's a pretty good imitation. It's a bit of a failure of an imitation, actually.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion. As you did the perfect and you had your hand like this, like a real prim and proper doctor.
I think, I just think the crazy thing is as kids grow up now, there's so much of that, like, lack of ability to allow for them to fail, right? And I see that a whole lot. It probably started 20 years ago with just like, thanks for playing t-ball this year. You lost 10 out of 10 games. Here's your trophy, And I get it when you're 5, but when you're 15 and you're like, I still need my trophy for participating.
Yeah. Well, Axel, after getting his trophy, after doing flag football that was questionable at best, was like, I've already mastered this sport. See my trophy? I want to do something different next time. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I've already conquered football.
I've already conquered football. I'm
Yeah.
good.
I'm ready for the next one. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, I figured it out. You just grab the ball, you shake your butt at the quarterback behind you, you toss him the ball, and then he runs with it or he throws it. Then we're done. And we all get snacks afterwards. And you don't let them get your flag.
Easy peasy.
He's
See?
figured it out. He's good to go.
I'm good. Stamp that one. Got my trophy. Next,
If
pickleball.
I had a fraction of the confidence that little boy has, I would be like just absolutely golden.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome, Axel. Well done. I agree with you. You have mastered flag football. Just keep going. Keep doing it.
Oh yeah. So he
Is he going to do baseball or is he going to do
He
some
wants
other
to do
sport?
baseball,
He wants to do
but
baseball.
we went to the Montgomery County Animal or the fair, and they had like the
Yeah.
kids' day yesterday, and there was this little like photo shoot area, and they had little pistols there and hats and vests and stuff. And Axel just wanted to hang out there, but he was real bummed because he wanted another little boy to come up and have a duel with him, and nobody was coming up to duel with him. And finally, somebody did, and he said, "Would you like to duel with me?" And like handed him the other pistol, and the kid finally was like, "Sure." And so they're like fake shooting each other. And then at the end, Axel just walks up and goes, "Good battle." Sticks his hand out to shake this other little 5-year-old's hand.
Nice.
And the kid was just like, okay. And he was like, that was a really good battle. And he's just
That's
standing
good.
there waiting for this kid to shake his hand.
He was giving him the
Yeah.
opportunity.
Yeah. And the mom was
They
like,
have
I think he wants to shake your hand, buddy. And he finally like shook Axel's hand, and Axel walked away. He's like, it's my new best friend. I was like, oh my gosh.
Axel and I we probably have the same spirit animal is what it sounds like to me.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying.
My new best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do find a lot of those too.
Oh,
Meh.
and he wasn't scared of petting any of the animals, even the ones he wasn't supposed to pet. He just
Right.
stuck his hand in that cage. It was like, Axel, that
That
is a ram. Like,
Axel, that is a tiger.
he was like, yeah, he's my new friend.
That's a cobra.
He likes when I pet him. I'm naming him Fluffy.
Fluffy the ram.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Perfect.
I like it. I like it. Very good. Well, yeah, I think that living and adjusting to failure is going to be something that is going to be it's a challenge for everybody. And I think that the key in my mind is you have to be deliberately confronting it and addressing that problem every time, right? Addressing it and don't bury your head in the sand. Don't be afraid to fail. Keep moving forward. And when you keep moving forward, you really can't be stopped, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Being open about using things like failure and other things that may have negative connotations like confrontation, things like that as opportunities to do things like, obviously like humbly and with grace, but also to learn something from them.
Right.
Did you get some from the hospital? Is that what you're doing
No.
right now?
I mean, I did get a message, but it's not a consult.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mm.
Meh.
So you're just
Yeah.
having bad manners and getting on your phone while I was talking to you.
No, well, it was haiku, the thing, but so I was concerned, is it a
I just
consult?
thought you were playing Candy Crush while I was trying to talk to you.
Because I do that often.
No, most of the time, if you're on your phone, it's because you're responding to a text message or something like that. And I just go, okay, let me know when you're done.
Okay, doctor.
Important.
We're having a failure of communication.
This is a house of learned doctors. They're important.
We are. I've got so many things to do here, but all good. Very nice. What else? What else, Taylor? Anything else? Life is good. It's getting hot in Houston.
It's getting hot in Houston, but keep on all your clothes.
Yes, please. Please. Please, everyone.
Especially at the rodeo. Not allowed
Yeah.
to be scandalous there anymore.
Yeah, it was pretty bad though. Some of the outfits were pretty rough.
I know. I was like, why do you
Pretty rough.
you have to call Dr. Piefer out like that for
Right.
what he decided to wear to the rodeo? That's
Right.
his business that
Right.
he's showing to everybody.
That's correct. That is correct. Who would have ever thought? I'm worried about the AI generated images that may come from this.
Oh man, they're gonna be good.
They're going to be so good. No.
let's AI generate what we think Dr. Piefer wore to the
To the
livestock
rodeo.
rodeo that got them to ban naughty outfits from the rodeo.
Terrible. Now you're going to get me
I'm
in trouble.
imagining some fringe,
Not a lot of fringe.
some
Not
fringe.
a lot of anything.
Yeah, just a little bit, just enough to cover, the parts.
Yeah, that's good. Very good. Well, we have a big week. I've got call today, clinic tomorrow, surgery on Friday. We just found out one of our partners is dropping off of the call schedule and starting in June, so we get an extra day of call split between the three of us. So that's going to be kind of fun, I guess. Add an extra day of, I think I added 3 more days of call for the year.
Awesome.
Maybe 4.
Awesome.
Maybe 3. I think it was just 3. So that was good.
No comment.
Taylor loves call.
I'm going to plead the fifth.
3, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Fifth. Anything you say, fifth.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks,
F-I-F. Fifth.
thanks, Dave Chappelle.
Chappelle Show. Such a good show.
That was a good show.
Back in the day.
Back in the day when you were young. You're not a
Yeah,
kid
I was probably
anymore.
way too young to be watching that.
Yeah,
'Cause I was basically a tiny baby when that show came out.
true. Very true. But all good. I mean, I think multiple things. We got so many opportunities to keep growing. That's the key. I wrote something about, or one of our conversations generated something on LinkedIn that has like almost 40,000 impressions. Like, wow. About a trauma bay patient at 2:30 in the morning. Yep. But it was kind of like a compilation patient from back when I was a resident.
Yeah.
So it was good. All
Yeah.
good.
I do sometimes miss those. The the call stuff, the stuff that you get to take care of. Not that much, but a little bit sometimes.
It can be. I mean, it can be high stress moments.
Right.
I mean, I had a lady on Monday night who had a shoulder they couldn't get in, and so we, get to go drive in and help reduce somebody's shoulder.
Did you have to take it to the OR or were you able to do it?
We were able to get it in.
Nice.
So we got it in. Got her a shoulder mobilizer. She can come see us in clinic. Probably going to need an MRI and some surgery, but saved her from having to go to the operating room there, and saved her from having to have surgery in that admission. So that was good.
Nice work, Dr. P.
And even I had an attending as a fellow who, was what he said. He said, I mean, I didn't have necessarily this problem, but some orthopedic residents and fellows did have the problem. Like, they should be able to take care of this, right? The ER should be able to get it reduced. The ER should be able to get this splinted appropriately. And he was like, just view it as an opportunity, right? These are people calling you, asking for your expertise, and you're the expert. So go take care of it. And I was like, that's a pretty good way to look at it.
Well, and
right?
especially when you're a resident.
Right.
Right? Like,
And so he, I mean, that I think for some guys, it really changed their perspective. If you're calling me in, then that means you've been humbled, at least to some extent, to have to call and say, hey, I can't get this where it needs to be. And so why, as a resident, do you need to, or an attending for that matter, right? Go in. If you can offer advice, right? That was what I did this time. Bent casts make for straight bones.
I remember that one.
Yep. So, but all good. All good. Well, I mean, I think we've got all kinds of great stuff today. I'm trying to think if we had anything else on the agenda. I don't really think so.
On the agenda?
Signing-
What
signing
agenda?
charts.
This plethora of things that just have to get done all the time.
The agenda of the podcast.
Yeah, same thing. Because it's for everyone.
It is. And if it's for everyone,
About everything.
it's for no one. It's mainly for me.
It's you. Hi, you're the problem. It's you.
I did find a lot of great memes online yesterday.
Yeah, I was getting a lot of messages.
A lot of messages, and I was like, what better time than on her day off while she's at home with her family to send these messages? She's going to love it.
It's going to be great.
But you know what I thought in my head? She's definitely going to laugh at this one. And then the next one, she's definitely going to laugh at this one.
Oh, yeah.
And then I just walked through every single one for like 20 of them. And was like, she's going to, no, I'll bother her with this one. She's definitely going to laugh. It's going to be good.
Yep.
So,
Good stuff.
all right. Well, I think we should wrap it. Mm-hmm. Was
thought you
that
were gonna. I
was
thought
that
you were gonna rap.
Was that ASMR?
No, that was me beatboxing so you could rap. That's "We Will Rock You" by Queen.
Yes.
So
Correct.
not quite rap.